Went to Lawrence High School in Lawrence, Long Island. I was a junior in high school when I met Jerry Kaminsky, who I will be married to for 50 years in June. We were very different, as my granddaughter will tell you. I was very into the social part of high school. He was too, but he's very, very intellectually bright. And we were introduced by a mutual friend, he being in the honor classes and me being in the average classes. However, we went out on a first date, and it was a disaster. I said I'd never go out with him again. And he pursued me for a couple of months, asking me. He finally wore me down. And I said, okay, fine. We went out, and after that particular day, we've been together for, as I said, it'll be 50 years in June. So, we were married young, having Jerry finish graduate school, Dartmouth College, Harvard Business School, and he was a student, I was a teacher, and we had a struggle monetarily to pay our rent and to survive. And then I got pregnant with Gary Kaminsky. And we moved back to Long Island, where we were from, and Gary was born. And Jerry took a job as an analyst, and he worked on Wall Street, and I was the mother. 3 years later, Michael was born. And once you have kids, your relationships change a bit, because all your attention in the beginning is on your children. And that can be a good thing and a bad thing. But they both took a lot of my attention, 3 years apart, and carpooling, cooking, cleaning, doing everything. No household help. And it was great fun. And Jerry and I participated with the kids in Little League games and doing many things with the kids that were fun, vacationing when we could, sharing one room, as Michael will remember, picking places that did not quite excite the kids, but we all had a good time. And as time went on, they went off to college, and then all of a sudden your children leave, and you're back to being an empty nester, they call it. And your attention is no longer so much on your children, it's on each other. And then you have to face and say, is this the same marriage that I had before? Because it's very, very different from when you're young. So you have to work hard at it. And then Gary got married, Michael got married, and we were then soon to find out we were going to have 1 grandchild and 2, and we added up to 6. And we feel very, very fortunate to have 6 grandchildren. So then most of our attention was on the grandchildren, doing lots of things with them, having fun, sleepover dates, sometimes 5 at a time would sleep over. I think they have good memories of our times together. And you have a different relationship when you're grandparents. It's once again being a parent, but on a better score, because when they are cranky and crying and miserable, you say bye. Not so when you're a parent. And now the grandchildren have grown up, and we're a little bit sad again in our relationship, because all of a sudden you don't see your grandchildren. First you lose your children, then you lose your grandchildren, and that's another part of life that you have to get used to. You don't want to accept it, but it happens, because teenagers are not thrilled to be with grandparents, except every now and then to have lunch together or get presents. But otherwise, different phases happens through life. You learn to accept them, and you're either brought closer together or or not. But all in all, I think every relationship goes through these various periods, and you just have to adjust to it. And hopefully everyone will have 50 years with their spouse. Some good, some not so good. Nobody has a perfect 50 years. Oh, and may I add that it's really 55 years because we dated for 5 years till we got married. And that is our story.